So almost an hour a day, each person, 400 million. That means each day, on average, there's 400 million hours of logged Facebook time per day. That's an incredible amount of time commitment worldwide that Facebook has sucked out of people's daily schedule in order just to socially network. Now, we'll go into some of the more personal school-related issues which could touch on and be a little more influential with you guys yourselves. Now, of the 30 people surveyed, 15 of them use Facebook in class. While they're taking notes in class, while they're listening to lectures, they're on Facebook. Now, of those 15, and this is shocking, 10 of them knowingly have seen a GPA decrease in their because of Facebook and seen a decrease in their grade point average because of surfing Facebook while in class, and will knowingly continue to use Facebook despite that grade drop. So it's an incredible sacrifice these students are making. They're literally giving up their GPA just for the sake of social networking. I mean, that's incredible. It's like, well, I mean, if that doesn't hate you, I don't know. So anyway, we'll move on from here into society-based problems because we've touched on some of the personal things, and now I want to highlight some of the relationship strains that I've researched and seen in my own personal life. So of Facebook users who like to communicate with their friends, of the 30 surveyed, 20 prefer to communicate strictly over Facebook, whether it's Facebook chatting or Facebook wall posting. From there, 7 of them, fortunately, 7 of them prefer to text, so I guess that's getting a little better than just Facebook posting. Text messaging on the phone anyway, and in relation, maybe iChatting. And then, for those of you who are still incredibly old school, apparently, is old school now, 3 of those 30 still prefer to call and communicate over phone or even meet face-to-face. So of USF students here on my floor even, 30 of them on 3rd, 4th, and 5th floors, of those 30 surveyed, only 3 still prefer to call. So it's an incredible decrease from what would be back when I first got my phone when I was 16. I hadn't even heard of Facebook, and I still preferred calling. And now today, almost the vast majority clearly prefer to just text now and chat on Facebook. So, in some quoted relationship problems from USA Today, they ran an article about a family and how Facebook has affected their lives. A daughter that was interviewed of a family said that her cousins and relatives no longer contact them by phone because they're too busy posting photos from their parties and events from days prior and connecting on Facebook that they don't even bother to call the family and have that communication time. So they'll visit in person, they say maybe once every holiday, but they no longer communicate over the phone because they're too busy communicating through photos and wall posts on Facebook. And the daughter claims that she feels incredibly left out, according to the article by New York Times, another one by New York Times. Boston Globe. She feels incredibly left out because she's no longer even included in calls, let alone even part of calls, because they no longer communicate over the phone. They just have to wait to see those cousins and relatives on Facebook. And they've talked to them about it, and the cousins and relatives are too busy, based on the article itself, too busy with work, and so they prefer to just Facebook wall post back and forth. So finally, before I touch on my last argument, let me just use this law example, because I'm sure you guys have heard that people use Facebook every day and it's affecting some of these things I've already touched on, but perhaps you haven't heard this law-based example. There was a court case in Florida, and it turned out that the judge had literally the judge had a Facebook profile, and he friended people from the different lawyers. And so the lawyers would then communicate with the judge, and in the end, they would be able to collaborate more. The entire court case got messed up simply because the judge had friended the lawyers, and so the plaintiff had claimed that the lawyers had broken a court-based system of being non-biased, and so they had to redo the entire court case altogether. So clearly there, you have an example of how beyond just relationships, you have law-based systems being affected by Facebook and social networking. So, with that in mind, I'll just wrap up this final argument. In conclusion, let me just use a personal example. I used to play soccer in my backyard with my entire neighborhood back when I lived in Illinois. We had a big soccer field in our backyard. We play soccer, capture the flag. And we'd connect, we'd bond, we'd eat dinner together, we'd hug, we'd have face-to-face time, and we'd communicate and really get to know each other again and touch up. In today's world, if I wanted to do that, I would have to log into Facebook, text 20 of my friends, and get them to all sign into the same online soccer game. And that, to me, is truly amazing and shows the detrimental effects of Facebook. So next time you sign in, please be aware of how it's affecting your life, and don't let Facebook take over everything that you once had or could have had.